Good morning, fourth graders. I'm noticing that we're having a little bit of trouble with partial products, so I want to go over a little bit of what it's doing and why it works. So if you had a problem like 21 times 11, what I would do is draw 21. And I would just make one big rectangle here and call this 20, and then make a really tiny one and call that 1. And over here, I'd have a big one being 10, and then just a tiny one being 1. Now we have 21, and we have 11. And then you're just going to be multiplying those, and what they're doing, basically you're doing 10 times 20. So 2 times 1 is 2, so that'll be 200. This one is going to be 10 times 1, you're matching them together, which is going to be 10. And then we have 1 times 20, which is 20, and 1 times 1, which is 1. And then we're going to add all those together. So we have 200 plus 10 plus 20 plus 1. And we add those up, we get 1, we get 3, we get 2. And another way to do it would be, if we're doing 21 times 11 with partial products, and kind of the bow tie method that they're talking about, is you would do, I would write this down as 20 plus 1 times 10 plus 1. And this is kind of what they are doing on theirs. So you're doing 10 times 20. So 10 times 20. That's going to equal 200. And then they're taking the 10 times 1, which equals 10. And then they're doing the same thing. You're going to multiply 1 times each of these numbers up on top. 1 times 20. And then you're going to do 1 times 1. 1 times 1. That'll be 1, and that'll be 20. So you can see we have exactly the same numbers. We have 200, 200. We have 10, 10, 20, 20, 1, 1. This is why it works. If you add it together, obviously you'll get the same answer of 231. But this is why it works, is because you're multiplying. You're doing 10 times both of these numbers, 10 times 20, 10 times 1. And then you're doing 1 times 20, 1 times 1. Let's erase this and try one more. Let's do 23 times 12, just to give you some extra practice. Just want you to see how this is working. So 23 times 12, I would do this as, if we're drawing a picture, I'd just make a rectangle, and we have 20. We'll call this 20 right here. This part will be 3. This little part, we'll call that as 2. So now we have 23. 10 plus 2 is 12. Now you're just going to multiply each of the boxes. 10 times 20, 200. 10 times 3 is 30. 2 times 20 is 40. 2 times 3 is 6. And we just add those together. We have 200 plus 30 plus 40 plus 6. And we get 6. Just make sure they're lined up. 7, 2. So we get 276. And then doing it this way, I would do 20 plus 3, because that makes 23. And 10 plus 2 makes 12. Now you're going to multiply each of these numbers on the bottom times each of the numbers up on top. So we have 10 times 20. That's 200. And then I'll do 10 times 3 equals 30. You can see you're getting the same numbers over there. Now we're going to do the same thing with 2. We're going to do 2 times 20 equals 40. And then 2 times 3 equals 6. So we're multiplying 10 times each of these, 10 times 20, 10 times 3, and then 2 times 20, 2 times 3. Again, notice you get the same answers. If we added these up, again, we would get 276. So hopefully this makes some sense to you in terms of how we're doing it. I know they have their bow tie going up and down. It's the same idea. It's the same concept. This is just kind of what I'm used to. I have no problem with you guys whatsoever going on to a calculator as well. So if you want to go onto a calculator and you would like to double check to make sure you have the right answers, you can do that. Just make sure that if you make a mistake and you don't have the right answer, you're checking to see how the work is done. So please take your time when you're going over this. Let me know if I can help you in any way. I hope that this helps. All right, good luck.